Welcome to episode 26 of the Mile 20 podcast, where epic shit happens. My name is Lorri, and I'm here with my bestie.
Hello, I'm Laura.
And we are here in Laura's living room again because we are expecting a few guests today with us, which will be so fun.
I like having guests. It's fun. Not that I don't like spending time just the two of us, but
I like this energy that comes with different people.
I do. It's freaking awesome energy. So I'm really excited about talking about this race because we had a fucking blast.
Yeah. I would say the New York City Marathon is probably one of my favorite city races.
I agree.
And I'd say it's so close to Boston, it's almost tied for me anyway.
Yeah, well, it's just different.
Yeah,
it's a great city race, but it's just different.
It's different.
And we'll talk a little bit about how New York is different and what makes it New York and unique.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. Really quickly too, if you are joining us for the first time, this is kind of off topic. Laura's not expecting this, but if you are joining us for the first time, Laura and I met in 2014. Mm-hmm. We have run a marathon in all 50 states.
All 50.
And we've kind of been going through our journey as we've been going along. And so if you're joining us for the first time, I want to thank you. We want to thank you so much for joining us today. And let's get into some of the 3 weird things that we may be discussing today.
Yeah, because we have crazy adventures on every race.
Yes.
Very unique experiences.
Yes.
So what are we talking about this week?
This week, we are talking about ferries. And not the smutty kind that you read in your romantasy books. Not furries. Ferries.
Like a boat ferry.
Like a boat ferry.
Yes.
Tits, which, yeah, we're talking about tits.
Tits up.
Tits up. And Fireball. Those are our little highlights of this race.
So this was a good one.
It's a little spicy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so want to tell us a little bit about your Epic Week update, Laura?
Yeah, so every week we talk about kind of what's happening in our lives and, if we did anything epic or something that was unique. So this week I was in Philadelphia for work for 2 days, and because Madi works in Philadelphia, we were going back and forth trying to connect with each other. So finally on Wednesday, after both of us were done working, we connected, and I took her to the top of the Four Seasons.
Oh, I love that bar.
Yep. And
did you have dinner and sit down, or did you just do the bar thing?
No, we sat at the bar because it was relatively empty when we got there. We tried to go to Vernick, but they were not open yet for food, which is at the base of the Four Seasons.
Gotcha.
That's the restaurant. So we went to the bar at the Skytop. And, just had some nice wine, had salads, great conversation.
That's perfect.
And she had been wanting to go there for quite a while. So
had she never been there before?
No, she hadn't been there before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was nice going on mommy's dime too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I got like 2 salads and we got 2 glasses of wine each, and it was like over $200 for the bill.
Oh shit.
So
it's not cheap.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes. Yeah. So it was nice spending time with Madi and getting a little bit of mommy-daughter time in, because we don't get to do that very often. And then this weekend, we just hosted family down in our Maryland house and got to go on the boat today. We're recording on Sunday. And so we finally, the weather broke, because it's just been really kind of crappy weather.
Yeah, I think we got lucky because we kind of missed the weather up here yesterday. It was just overcast.
Oh, yeah. No, yesterday it rains on and off throughout the entire day.
That's such a bummer.
But it was nice because my mom and I did a puzzle together. My sister kind of joined in a little bit. And, the boys were in the pool. We have an indoor pool at the house. And so it was cool. It was a chill weekend. I didn't do any gardening.
Whoa.
Because Madi and I have an 18-mile run tomorrow morning. So I learned my lesson.
She won't garden if she's running with Madi.
Nope.
But if it's Lorri, screw it.
Nope.
I'm going in for 12 hours of gardening.
That's right. Or let's just call it, I learned my lesson last weekend.
Okay, good.
And so, and nothing terribly exciting, but just a lot of family time this past week. How about you?
Yeah. I would say it was a pretty basic weekend, sort of. On Friday, I had to take Ella in to get her wisdom teeth taken out. So, like, as a mom, that's always tough when you know your baby's going to be hurting.
Jim was texting back and forth with her, by the way.
Yeah. And she was, they talk about, I don't know if anybody's had their kids that's listening, had their wisdom teeth out, but there's something special about when they're coming off of those,
The meds.
the anesthesia. They are loopy as hell. And she was just like, doing the wicked, oh, whoa, 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 but like with gauze in her mouth. So it was like, whoa, whoa. And then the nurse would come in and she's like, you're so beautiful. She kept telling the nurse how beautiful she was and then talking about her boyfriend. And I'm like, okay.
That's so funny.
She was really loopy.
That's so funny.
It was funny.
I love it.
But she's been like hurting. Like yesterday, she was hurting pretty bad.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And a little bit today, but I think she's on the mend. So that's good.
Yeah. Can I just share one thing?
Yes.
When I was in college and I had my wisdom teeth out, I was at West Point over the summertime. And so they actually made you stay overnight in the hospital when you had your wisdom teeth out.
Yeah.
And my friends that were at West Point with me over the summer, they actually brought me McDonald's that night. And I had McDonald's the night that I had my wisdom teeth out.
What? How is that even possible?
Dude, like
what kind of drugs were you on?
I don't know, because when Maddie had her wisdom teeth out, like they told us, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't get bacteria in there. And I was like, let's have McDonald's. So yeah, that's a fun thing I don't think I've ever shared with you. So okay,
yeah,
so she had her wisdom teeth out.
Yeah, so and she's okay.
Hi,
and
Chopper.
She's doing better. And then on Saturday morning, Maggie and I got up bright and early and we ran our 18-mile. Unfortunately, you were out of town and Madi was out of town this weekend. So we got our 18-miler out of the way on Saturday. And I think Maggie was trying to kill me. She was like, wrecked me. I don't know why. I think it was, best I can tell, I was like, okay, I had a really good 16-miler. I felt so good, so strong. I had a really good 10K at the Firecracker 10K. I felt really strong at the half marathon last weekend. Anybody who goes through a training season, there are times in your training season where you tank a run. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you've eaten. You've done the same things you've done every time before a long run. You've fueled problems. There's just something that
you just can't get mental about it. It's just a run.
Yeah, it's just a run.
It's just a run.
And it was a struggle. I was on the struggle bus. Maggie took these candid photos of me as she was pulling away me. Like, I was just kind of bent over
with your
car.
head like against the door. And I was like, oh, that's going to be Maddie and I on Monday.
Yeah. It was a rough one. Did not feel real great. But it's done. And I'm glad it happened now so that Medoc can be
jealous.
amazing.
I'm a little jealous that you guys are done right now. So I'm really not looking forward to tomorrow morning.
Yeah, but it was nice. Like the weather it was soupy, but not too soupy, not as bad as the Blob Fest. Yeah. And it was kind of trickling rain a little bit, which was actually a little pleasant because it was keeping it a little cooler.
Keeps it cooler. Yeah.
Yeah. So the weather was pretty decent for it for a summer. But then Saturday night, I went home, showered, took a wonderful nap. And then Saturday night, we went to the Philadelphia Zoo, has an annual thing in the summer in July called the Ale Fest, which supports the zoo and all of their good works, which is a cause near and dear to my heart because I love the Philadelphia Zoo. I worked there for a short period of time. And, but they put on this amazing ale festival. We got early admission tickets for 6, which you were planning on coming, but then had to change.
Yeah, because then my family was coming down.
And you came last year. Yeah. But we've done this like 3 or 4 years now, Dave and I have. And you go down there. It starts at 6 for the early access, which is worth it, 100%. And they have 100+ vendors from... I know that there was a guy from a brewery from Massachusetts. I saw one from Connecticut, but it's a lot of really local breweries. They stretched out a little bit more, huh? Okay. But it was like mostly local breweries. There were actually some hard liquor stuff this year, but they have 3 different bands, tents, the animals are out and about. It's just a really cool few hours at the zoo. Julie and her husband Greg, who Julie will be joining us shortly.
Yeah.
They were there, and our neighbor Barb went, and Maggie and Connor went. So we just had
I'm a
great
little
time.
jealous because you guys got the bacon on a stick.
Oh my God. Yes, they have a vendor there. Bacon on a stick. I can't even. It's
just crack.
It's like 12 inches of thick cut bacon.
Oh, that's what she said.
It's a big 12-inch piece of meat.
Yeah, that's definitely what she said.
But it's delicious. Yeah, that food truck is amazing. It's not normally at the zoo. It's only there for the Ale Festival.
Yeah, and the line last year was, I mean, it had to be about 40 people deep at least.
Yeah, well, we got smart this year and went the first hour during the early entry.
That's super smart.
0 line when we got there.
Super smart.
Yep.
Super smart.
But
Lesson
other than
learned.
that, that was it. That's pretty much
It's a good week. That's a good week.
It's a good
So
weekend.
we're gonna bring in Madi and Julie here in a couple of minutes, and then we'll kick off with our beverage. And
Well, before we do that, we did. So New York State was one of those weird states where Laura had actually ran New York State prior to us meeting. So when she ran New York City, it was a repeat state for her.
Yeah.
But what did you run prior and when? When was that?
So I can't remember the year that I ran it. It was maybe like 2010, 2011. And it was in Poughkeepsie, New York, or like Highland, New York. And it was called Walkway Over the Hudson. And there's a bridge, and then it's like the Hudson Valley Trailway, and you basically run an out and back down this trail, and it is like the green tunnel of hell.
Were you near the Hudson River? Like,
Yeah,
did you have river views and
uh,
everything?
Not throughout the entire race. Like, so you start by one of the state university schools of New York. And then you basically run down this path that it used to be like it's a rails to trails. Mm-hmm. And you hit the turnaround point, and then you come back, and then you run over the bridge, and then you come back over the bridge, and then you have your finish. And it sucked.
Why did it suck?
I ran it by myself. It was extremely hot, and the almost 99% of the race was down a trail with zero change in scenery other than trees. It was just greenery. It was like the green tunnel of hell.
Oh, geez.
So when we talk about New York, totally energized about this race. If you like a nature run, and because the race still happens, it happens, I think like usually the first weekend in May.
Okay.
And so it's still an active race. Nothing against the race. It just, having run some really phenomenal races throughout, our running career, that is not a race I would ever do again. Ever do again. And then Jim, Madi, and I hopped in the car afterward, and we drove home. Like, I was in my marathon outfit, and we drove home. So
no
just
shower,
all the way, no
nothing.
shower. It wasn't even no shower happy hour. It was like no shower drive home, and not good decision making. So,
you get really stiff when you get that stationary after a run.
Yeah, and I do not have really fond memories of that. So that's all we're going to be really talking about that race. So the rest of the episode is going to be talking about New York City Marathon.
New York City.
New York City. Yep.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with Madi and Julie. Well, we would like to welcome Julie and Madi with us today.
Yay!
Hi, everyone.
Both former guests, repeat guests. Wait.
Yes, repeat guest.
I know, but I'm trying to think. Are they our first to be? No, Maggie was 2. So we have 3 guests that have been on twice.
Oh, there we go. That's an
Okay.
interesting factoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only bring the best back.
Only the best.
And I think Chopper is a repeater as well, right? I think he was on one of our earlier episodes.
Yes, he is. It was his
Chopper is
second time,
Maddie's
too.
dog, and we are now emotionally attached to each other this weekend. So I did a little bit of grandma babysitting this weekend, and he's just like, we're attached.
Aw,
Sorry, Maddie.
he's so sweet.
Fine.
Well, so we are back to talk about the New York City Marathon. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, part of our thing is that we have a mile 20 beverage of the week.
So the significance of the mile 20 beverage is to commemorate the fact that in every marathon that basically like we've done going forward since maybe like 2014, 15.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
We plant an adult beverage at mile 20.
Yes.
And we partake in it because, that's where you hit the wall, and we drink our way right through the wall. Yeah. Some of you might be like, ew, like how can you drink like during a marathon? I don't know. We do it and it works.
Yeah.
And 62, 63 marathons later, yeah, we're still trucking.
Still doing it. Again, don't always recommend our lifestyle.
No.
To others.
But it's really fucking fun.
But it really does. It takes something that really sucks ass and makes it fun.
Yeah. And sometimes we don't plant our beverages at mile 20. And then sometimes we have what we call our beer bitch. And this is a person who volunteers to basically provide us with our beverages. And sometimes it's at mile 20, and then it's also at other points in the race. So that's where Madi comes in today.
Yes.
And she'll
it's a very
talk a little bit
important
about
job.
it.
There's a lot of trust
right?
involved in that
A lot
job.
of trust.
It's pivotal. I fought off cops.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yep, we're
You
going to
ran
get to
errands
that.
for me.
Yeah. It's a full support. It's a full support position.
Yes. So usually during our podcast, we either try to kind of, go back and commemorate maybe something that we drank during a race. And, that's a little bit symbolic, or maybe something that's, like hot that we're drinking right now. And today we're drinking Fireball.
The only thing that's hot right now is the saliva in my mouth.
Oh, God.
The thought of this.
Fireball. So Julie, why are we drinking Fireball today?
Because you're crazy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe we were at the start line. Did I carry a big one?
Yeah, you did.
It wasn't like
It was a fifth.
a handle or anything.
It was a fifth.
No, but it was
No,
a
it
larger. It
wasn't.
wasn't a
It was smaller than a
shot.
fifth.
It wasn't these little.
like
no, it was
nips.
definitely bigger than that.
That large.
Yeah. I think I
was
brought
it was a
Fireball
That's like
to the start and came up with a really weird idea of maybe we should be doing a shot of Fireball in all 5 boroughs. Every time we,
Crossed into another one.
we would look for a sign that said something like the borough. I think the only place we missed a sign was maybe Staten. Did we find a Staten Island sign?
No, no. I don't. I think Staten Island. We did it at the start.
And
And
the bottom of the
started there.
bridge.
yes, yeah.
At the
and there
start.
as a start. Yeah,
God.
yeah.
It gave me a little liquid courage to get over the bridge.
It did, right?
Yeah.
Because that was like kind of scary, like going
For
over the
me it
Verrazano
was,
Narrows
yeah.
Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
it
very high up.
probably was. I wasn't even quite thinking about that because there are pictures of us waiting in what Fort Wadsworth is right there on
Yes.
Staten Island, which is like the staging point for the send off for the New York City Marathon
And there's like
runners.
thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people there.
Yeah. But I remember, I guess when you are sitting in Fort Wadsworth, you are looking up at the Verrazano Bridge thinking, holy crap, I've got to be up there relatively soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna sip on. I'm not doing a shot, but we're gonna sip on the Fireball. You could do whatever you want. You guys could do whatever you want. I'm just.
I
I'm
don't
just gonna
think
sip
I
on
want to
this shit.
sip. I want it to go down and I want it quick.
cheers.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Cheers to our mile 20 beverage.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh God.
Shooting it?
You shoot. Maddie, what are you doing?
I'm tossing it in the fuck it bucket.
There we go.
Well, I just did too. Oh god, I hate Fireball.
Okay.
Hi. Oh god.
Okay.
Shall I pour you another?
Oh my god. Please, sir, may I have another? Yeah, we're not. I'm not drinking the rest of that.
Yeah. Okay. So we've done our mile 20 beverage duty of the week. Maybe we should dive in. So New York City came around. I think we all applied. Did we not for the lottery?
We did
We
because
did.
it is a lottery, right?
Yeah.
And
Only I got in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lucky
We
me.
were like,
Yeah.
Julie got in.
And these two are like, well, she can't run it by herself.
Damn straight.
Right, absolutely not.
Damn straight.
No.
So I had a friend who had some connections and got Lorri and I bibs, but then
not just any bibs.
But then the
though.
bibs that we got were VIP bibs. So then we were like, well, crap. Our other friend Julie got into the lottery, and dude, like, is there any way that you can get like our third friend in for the VIP, because friends don't let friends do VIP alone.
Oh God, no.
Right.
So this entailed us having a special tent at the very beginning where there were special bathrooms for us. There was a whole spread of food and beverages.
It was nice. Tables and chairs for us to sit at. Very
Right.
civilized. Yes.
And then at the very end of the race, there was a special celebration with food and beverage at Tavern on the Green.
which was spectacular.
Which was spectacular. And we were able to get Madi in at the very end as well to Tavern on the Green. So we did this up really, really, really well. So my friend that helped me out and got Julie and Madi in and got us all a common experience. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you.
You're the bomb. There's no way to even thank you for the experience.
Yes.
I mean, it was just incredible. Thank you so much.
Because the likelihood of getting into the lotteries, what was it, like 2.3%?
It was, I know it was under 5.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's
It-
two.
it's
It's
crazy,
two
right?
something percent.
Yeah.
I think now.
Yeah.
They do have the guaranteed bib option, especially for like New York residents, where if you run another New York race that is not part of the New York City Marathon or a kind of grouping of races, then you can get a guaranteed bib. You still, I think, have to pay for it in that circumstance, but there's like a way to guarantee yourself a bib.
Isn't that through New York Roadrunners?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Yes.
along those lines.
Yeah, you had to do another New York
Is it
Roadrunners.
9+1? Is that what it's called? The 9+1 program by any chance? Am I making that up out of my head?
Maybe a friend of mine
like
who I
I'm-
used to work with, Max, he I think got a bib through that process. I think you have to like run one, volunteer at one, something along those lines. It's like
Yeah.
a series of things you need to do ahead of qualifying to get your bib.
But you were a New York
Okay.
City resident as well.
I don't know if you have to be a resident.
I don't think you do.
All right. Well, we'll
But
we'll
it's
look
more
that up and
convenient.
send some
Feeling
information.
like we need to explore this. Now that I'm remembering this, I'm
Yeah.
like, could I get to New York City a couple times to run some smaller races? Just
Yeah.
to run New York City again?
What, an hour and a half train ride?
Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah. Well, because the three of us tried to get into New York City again
Yeah.
this year,
yeah.
and they
Yeah.
yeah, to no avail. But that's okay.
Yeah, we got lucky. We've been lucky
Yes. Yeah.
on a lot of the, stuff. But I feel like lately I've just been scoring like nothing.
Yeah, and the reason why the New York City Marathon is a lottery and it's so difficult to get into is because it is part of the Abbott World Majors,
Yes.
Right.
right?
And is actually the largest marathon in the world.
yeah,
It broke the record in 2019 when we ran it with 53 plus thousand people. And then it broke its own record this year when it had 55,000 people. Those are finishers. There was actually
crazy.
56,012 people that showed up to the start line.
Oh, wow.
So they have like a 99.3% finishing percentage, which I think is amazing. But they also have an incredibly generous course limit time of 8.5 hours from the last person who crosses the start line to the finish, which is incredibly generous.
especially since you talk about shutting down like major streets
yeah.
throughout the 5 boroughs of New York.
Well, I guess they get the Verrazano Bridge open pretty quickly,
Oh, right.
Well, because that's
After
that's
the
where
fact.
you start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is huge. And then, but the Queensboro Bridge is about halfway, so that's a huge shutdown too.
Yeah, you hit mile 16 right after you cross the Queensboro Bridge.
Yeah, so a little over halfway.
Yeah, it probably doesn't open until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we all got in, and it just, I don't know, very, very exciting. So how did we all arrive at it in New York?
Took the train up from New Jersey.
Yeah.
We drove up to New Jersey, then took the train the rest of the way in
Yeah.
Yeah, from Princeton.
Princeton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, which was, it's highly recommended. So the one thing that if you do decide to run or get into the New York City Marathon or go the route that Madi was just talking about, where you run a bunch of races and volunteer and try to get in that way, it is a very, very like logistically challenging race. You have to figure out where you're staying. Like the expo is at the Jacob Javits Center.
Yes, and that's in Midtown.
Yeah, it's Midtown, and so you have to make your way there. Then you have to figure out where you're going to stay hotel wise, and then where the pickup points are and the recommended modes of transportation are to get from wherever you are, right, to Staten Island.
Yeah,
Right.
I always say it's like planes, trains, and automobiles. Like if you're not from New York City, you probably flew
Boats,
in.
subways.
Boats, subways.
Yes.
I mean, it is everything.
Camel.
Yeah. Which the way that I've done that. I had done it twice. I had done it in 2014 and then again in 2019. And before I did 2014, I was told, take the ferry. The ferry is the way you want to get over there because it's such a calm, kind of pretty. If it's a nice day, you get to go by the Statue of Liberty on your way to Staten Island. And I think that's kind of what we did. We took the subway
We
To
did.
the ferry.
to the ferry.
And then there was a shuttle bus, like school
bus.
bus.
That's
yes,
right.
They had buses lined up to take you to Fort Wadsworth. Am I
From the
saying that
ferry
right?
stop on the Staten Island side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I loved taking the ferry over and just taking in the Statue of Liberty and being able to go and see the city from the ferry. And I don't know, it just kind of puts you in that mood. It just, I don't know. The three of us got like just all hyped up,
yeah.
before we ran that.
It was a beautiful morning too. I think it was a little chilly, but it was really pretty.
It was. And because it was chilly, we wore onesies.
Yeah. Yes,
Do you
we
remember?
did.
Do you remember being on the subway in our onesies?
People didn't look at us weird, right?
No, not at all.
Because they were
normal.
They were unicorn onesies.
Yes.
In fact, they were similar to the onesies that we wore
Except-
with Maggie,
Yes.
except they were a little different color.
Yeah, Maggie's was like a purpley pink. These were like bright yellow.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Maggie's were the ones for Michigan were more of like sherbet color.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. These were loud. and
Yeah, these were
obnoxious.
very loud. And
Yes.
they were so loud, in fact, that I can remember a reporter pulling us pulling us
Yeah.
aside and interviewing the three of us and getting our picture. Yeah, because we were dressed as unicorns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some article that was written about us as
In
well.
the local
Yeah.
Staten Island newspaper.
Advance.
Yes.
Staten Island Advance, because I grew up on Staten Island, and that's the paper that my mom used to read.
Yes.
Yeah, Staten Island.
But we did, going back, speaking of places to stay, you did book a really nice hotel for this. That was like, I felt perfectly located.
Yeah, it was the Courtyard Marriott in like Manhattan Midtown.
Yes.
And it was perfectly placed because we got in on a Friday.
No, I think
wait,
Saturday.
when did we get
Saturday morning. Yeah, I think we did Saturday morning.
And then we tooled around like all day Saturday in the city. We were tourists.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like, we had to do planes, trains, and automobiles to go and see stuff in Manhattan, right? It was like kind of nicely.
No, but we navigate the subway well. Plus, Maddie was living there at the time.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I
How
was
long had
in-
you lived there, like prior to this?
By that point, it was probably a year and a half or close to it.
Yeah, because you graduated in 2018, so
yeah.
you moved right after graduation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this was what, 2019?
19, but
Because
in
I was
fall.
training.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was starting
November,
to
yeah.
train for New Orleans, which was my first marathon. So I had done a 12 before meeting you guys in the city the day before the marathon. Yeah, I knew the subways pretty well, and you guys absolutely stayed along like the perfect route to get to the Staten Island ferry easily. You were very close to the Javits Center. Like, you hit all of the marks with one spot, and that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was Laura. That'd be your mom.
Yeah. I just show up and follow along.
Well, that's exactly, but that's awesome. Like, we just need this. Sometimes you just need the support, and you are always there giving the full support.
Agreed. Totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah. So the course doesn't change year after year.
No.
This is like tried and true, right?
I feel like that's like one of the advantages of an Abbott World Major is that they're just so well established. You can't change anything, period.
Yeah.
Like, New York's the same, Boston's the same, Chicago's the same. Some of these other smaller races may tweak here or there. These are exactly the same year after year after year.
Yeah, yeah, and just the timing of this race, it's the beginning of November.
Yeah, it's tricky though, because if you remember, it's that Saturday night. So the night before the marathon, you actually fall back.
Yes.
It's every year. It's on the same daylight savings time weekend.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm always terrified.
that your phone isn't going to go and cut over the right way.
But you are gaining an hour.
Right.
So theoretically,
you're falling
I guess
back an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah.
And you're starting pretty late.
Yeah, and you start really.
We
late.
started really late.
Too late.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with myself.
Right?
Waiting that long. Yeah.
Because weren't we like, do we eat more?
Well,
do we?
I am like so accustomed to just getting up and like eating the same thing before a long run. And that morning, like there was a huge hotel breakfast. So we ate a huge breakfast and then we go to the VIP tent and there's more food at the VIP tent. So I just kept eating and eating and eating, you know, because we didn't start until like close to 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that the first round of the wheelchair pros, they go off at 8, I think. And then I think that the men's pro doesn't go off until 9:00-ish. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then I think the general wave 1 doesn't even start until like 9:35. So like that's just to give you a grasp of how it's such a different marathon because of the timing of it all, because it is such a late start. And because of that, you even finished late.
I mean, we were finishing in the dark.
Yeah, it was dark.
It was like 6 o'clock or something along those.
Yeah, it was
5 or 6.
Yeah, it was
but
crazy.
Because of the savings time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dark out.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty wild because that was a first.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
We've never finished a race in the dark.
No. And it is really the only race I can think of, with the exception of the ET Full Moon Marathon, which we'll get to in Nevada, where I felt like I had to eat. Like I did have to eat breakfast before I ran.
Yeah.
Which is just weird because I just don't. I eat a Think Thin bar.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I usually eat before a marathon. It's very odd. So there's always a possibility of some gastronomic upset. So just keep that in mind if you decide to ever run New York City, that you have to be aware that you will have a late start.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of time of transport getting from the hotel to Staten Island. It's a lot. It's a day. It is a day.
Yeah. Now the expo. So when we went to go pick up our bibs again, you're dealing with almost at the time 50, I don't even know how many people, like 53,000 finished, but it could have been 54 like signed up. So to rotate all of those people through a bib pickup, it's pretty significant. But I tell you what, their process was extremely efficient. It was very clear in terms of where you needed to go, but that was a killer expo.
Oh, yeah.
Killer
So
expo.
much shopping.
Right?
Everything was shiny.
What did you wind up leaving with?
Well, I got this shirt.
I like that one.
I know
red.
I got a
Yes,
jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what else. Those are the two things
I
that
got a jacket
have
too.
that
I
are
like the
well
jacket.
worn. Yeah.
I don't wear it enough though, so I need to resurrect mine.
I'm a little sad because my jacket's peeling a little, which makes me a little sad, but I love my jacket.
Yeah.
So I did the jacket. I think I bought another long sleeve. Two expos I have gone hog wild in, Boston and New York.
Yeah.
I bought capri, like exercise pants. The jacket. Oh, I have like a long sleeve purple, really kind of fitted New York City shirt. It's like waffly with a hood.
Oh, you got one with a hood? Because I got one that was purpley, but it's a long sleeve, but no hoodie.
Yeah, I got a hood one.
Okay.
Yours is a quarter zip or is it a?
No, it's just a regular crew neck.
Yeah, it's a lot. I walked
I mean,
away from
their
that expo
swag,
with a lot.
their
It's
swag
really good.
was absolutely fantastic. Like you could go really, really crazy at some of these races, like the big races, and but that's the nice thing about the big races. I mean, I know a couple weeks ago we were talking about Maggie running her first marathon in Michigan, and there really wasn't any like
It was
whole
a
bunch of
YMCA
swag.
packet pickup.
Yeah, so we get really excited when there's a big race, and and you're in the moment, you know. So you just have to like if you're on a budget, just, you know, kind of pick your favorite things, because a lot of the times, like, this stuff is not, it's not cheap either, you know, and because they know people are stupid enough to go and buy all the swag.
Yeah.
Like me. I felt like I went crazy.
But I do feel like it was efficient, and we took a fun picture with the three of us.
Yeah.
Where a 26.2 symbol, and next thing you know, we're like, there was posing and laying on the ground, and you know,
hamming it up like we do.
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun with that. But so after we did our packet pickup, then what did we do?
Did we go to the 9/11 memorial? First.
Yeah.
I think that was our choice thing for the trip, really. I don't really know if we did much more than that, but
because none of us had been to that at that point in time, right? I think
I had been.
Oh, you had
been
there?
Okay. But since I hadn't been to New York often, I think you like kind of like said, okay, where do you want to go? Like, what haven't you seen? So,
and you and I both hadn't been there. I hadn't been there yet.
There was, so when I went the first time, I had gone with the kids, and they were pretty young still at the time. And there is an inner room that's got more sensitive information about it that I had not entered when I went with the kids before, because I felt like
there's
I
pictures and
like
stuff
I think
too,
it's in it for them. I thought it was very important to have the history of what happened there, but didn't need to have all the visuals
right
from that. Like they have the Today Show or Good Morning America, like the live feed of when all that was going down, because they actually broke in and started following it live, where you actually see the second plane hit and all of that, which I wasn't even anywhere near New York. I was living in North Carolina at the time, but it still was, for me, I felt very jarring, and to watch all of those visuals all over again.
So what was crazy, my experience with 9/11, so I was working at General Electric at the time, and because GE was just fantastic about hiring former junior military officers, when all that went down, I still had some coworkers who were in the reserves, and next thing you know, they're not their phones, but their beepers, right? Because we didn't have phones back then, the cell phones, like, you know, just the extent that we do now.
Right.
And their beepers started going off, and they got called in.
Oh, wow.
So that's when you were like, holy shit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you were already not like stunned, but yeah, I had a couple of my coworkers get called back in to go to their units. So, you know, and just everything was uncertain at that point in time. So it was, it was a good choice, Julie, for us to go to see it. And you know, just kind of got us in that mode of like, this is going to be a fun race, but
let's take a moment.
Take a moment. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally agree. And then we ate at a cool place that was kind of affiliated with like 9/11, right?
Yeah. Just a local hangout, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was called O'Hara's.
Yes.
O'Hara's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really cool because...
right around the corner,
Yeah. I guess that they had a lot... They were back up and running. It's about 2 blocks from all of that. The
World Trade
Gardens.
Center area, yeah.
It was about 2 blocks. It was heavily damaged, but I think they were able to kind of get back up and running within like 7 months or 8 months. After the event, it did sustain damage. I think it became a very local hangout for first responders going off duty. And so it was really cool because the decor on the bar was very unique.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could be in there for a couple hours and not see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had all the patches of all the different units. And it was not just the firefighter units, but they also had like, you know, like National Guard units, police. So it was like all first responders, and the walls were completely like covered in these patches. And that was very humbling to think about, like all the people that came in to help, right? You know, and you know, so it just that was a very stoic morning, but I enjoyed kind of kicking our weekend off that way. It felt right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I think we walked from there
We
we
walked the
walk back
Brooklyn
up
Bridge
to-
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We took some funny pictures on the Brooklyn Bridge.
Pushing each other over.
You see like the Brooklyn Bridge all the time in movies and, some romantic scene and so forth. So it was one of those things where like, we were all like, let's walk over the Brooklyn Bridge,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and just that iconic pictures. And I don't know. I thought that was a lot of fun to go and do
I
that.
have to say, I think that's like one of the few things, because I mean, we live in such close proximity to New York that, like, I've been able to bop up to New York a few times. And Maggie used to do dance. She'd almost spend a week up there doing dance camp every year. So I felt like I spent a lot of time up there, but walking the Brooklyn Bridge I had not done before. So that was
Okay.
actually my first time walking the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. Just architecturally, where it stands in history, how old it is. I just think it's a really, really neat monument.
Yeah. And I think Maddie, you took like one of my favorite pictures of the three of us together on that bridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just got the bridge at the backdrop.
Yeah.
and just the
And
three
it's
of
at
us are.
night.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Oh,
dark
yeah.
times
It
at
was
night.
like, the sun was just going down.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those iconic pictures, core memory. I just
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. All right, so after the Brooklyn Bridge, we went to a pizza place that I think, Lorri, you wanted to go to, right?
Yeah. It's probably not like the New York pizza place.
Maddie and I agreed on that, right?
But sometimes you're just the consummate, tourist. And we went to John's Pizzeria, which is on 44th Street, really close to Times Square.
I had been there before multiple times and loved it.
Yeah, I think
It's not bad pizza.
I know it's not the pizza place in New York City, but it's my pizza place in New York City that
That's
I
cool.
like.
That's cool. No, we were cool with that.
Yeah, but it's cool because it's in it was the Old Gospel Tabernacle Church. It was built in like 1888, and it's got this really beautiful stained glass dome when you get into the dining
it's
area.
extremely unique.
It's very unique, and it's all like brick oven fired pizza. I don't know. I've never had bad pizza from there, so I'm just saying it may not be the best, but it's pretty damn good.
And they had gluten-free pizza.
Yeah.
So, which was okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. No, I mean, definitely worth going to and checking out the architecture because it is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's a cool spot.
Yeah. So that's where we ate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that I think based on just like watching my mom experience having a gluten allergy and searching for different foods that she used to be able to eat nonchalantly and now she has to find gluten-free versions, it is very difficult to find good gluten-free pizza.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's much easier to find like okay gluten-free pizza.
Or just shitty gluten-free
You
pizza.
throw a rock and you find okay
Yeah,
gluten-free
like
pizza.
some restaurants, like they make an effort, which I appreciate, but then it's like, well, they're just kind of checking a block, and it's like, dude, why did you even bother?
I feel
There's
like
no love in the pizza.
we've had a few of those
We've had
pre-race meals, which we will get to
few of
those, I'm sure.
Yes. All right, so we talked about the fact that, it was chilly, right? It was in the 30s when we started, so we wore onesies, but what shirts did we wear and why?
Well, I believe at the time, was it season 2 that had just come out?
Yes.
Yeah.
The fabulous Mrs. Maisel had just come out, and it was such a big TV show at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And
And it was filmed like it was supposed
It's
to
New York.
take place in New York
yeah,
City.
so it's a very New York City, New York vibe TV show. And the main character and her
manager.
manager, like they would do like a little cheers before she went on stage, and they'd say,
Yeah. Tits up.
Tits up.
Yep.
"Tits up."
Yep.
So we thought, well, Laura was
Yeah,
Laura's
yeah.
always our
So I
T-shirt.
was like, New York City, what's like hot about New York City? What can we do? And so I got the idea to do the Tits Up shirts, and the girls were totally up for it.
hell yeah.
And so we wear these shirts. And so, like once we took off our onesies, we're running through like all the boroughs with these. What was so unique were the different responses that we got for people, because we should have played a drinking game where every time somebody went and said tits up to us, we probably should have taken a shot. We would have been trashed.
We
by-
wouldn't have
would not
we
have
would have been
finished.
trashed by
Let's
mile
be
5.
clear.
No.
Wait, I'm joking. I'm
Yes,
joking.
I would not have finished.
But it was funny because when we saw like women they saw our shirts, they're like, yeah, tits up. Yeah. But then when guys would see us, they're like, yeah, tits up, you know? So like the response of people throughout the day was so humorous. The one area that it did not get really, really rave reviews was when we went through, was it Brooklyn?
Is Brooklyn the one that has
Brooklyn,
the real
like
Hasidic
Williamsburg.
Jewish?
So, yeah.
Williamsburg,
Yes, that's
yes,
Brooklyn.
Neighborhood, yes.
And not
Just very conservative.
Yes,
They're
very
just way more
conservative.
conservative.
They
than
probably didn't
views.
appreciate our shirts.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, we got a couple of stares and so forth. So
Yes.
but overall, I absolutely loved wearing the shirts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's also a quiet. So the course is super cool too, because like there's so many crowds, right?
Yeah, they said
And-
like it's like 2 million people come to watch the marathon. Right?
Yes, it is like such a
Incredible.
huge draw, which makes when you hit a quiet section in the course kind of very obvious. Like it just goes kind of quiet. So you have that like right at the start because you hit the Verrazano Bridge.
There's no fans on the bridge to cheer for you.
No. It's very.
I looked.
It's just the Statue of Liberty out there with her waving her torch at you.
And it wasn't wild too, because I remember at some point in time, wasn't there grading and you could see like down below?
I don't remember that.
Can't say I would like that too much.
No, because
No.
Julie would definitely remember that.
I was
though, I feel
panicking
like.
maybe
that
it's a
I
different
thought
race.
there would be, and there wasn't.
Oh, maybe
I was
I'm
still
thinking of
afraid I
another
was going to
race.
blow over. Just me. You know, I was going to be the one person that a wind picked up and blew over the side.
I get that.
But
I get that.
Hurt you away.
I get that.
yeah, but there weren't the gradings that I was
I remember
expecting.
when we got over the bridge and you took like a big sigh of relief. You're like,
Yeah.
I got over that. And then you were like, you know,
Yeah.
all right, here we go. All right. So Joel, we know like, I think it was around mile 7. You got on like the struggle bus for a little while.
Yeah. You know what? I know it was all the eating. Like, you know, I had a huge breakfast sandwich and then I continued to eat at the VIP. I just
It just hit you.
Yeah, it just hit me. I just felt bloated and like
Yeah.
I had too much food in me. So.
Yeah. No, I remember that. And then Julie and I were like, okay, like friends don't let friends like run New York City. And then like we're all running together.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because I think at some point in time, like you were like, well, if you guys just want to go on, we're like,
No,
no, that's not an option.
That's not how we roll.
That's not an
No,
option.
the 3 of us are in this together.
Yep. And then at some point in time, because you were like a soda, something would help me.
No,
like,
I
with
just
what
wanted the carbonation.
Yeah, and I remember calling Maddie. I was like, Maddie, the
Find
next time
her
you
Diet
see us,
Coke.
she needs a Diet Coke. So Maddie
Yeah.
to the rescue.
I had that I think I had it for you at 16 when I saw you guys the first time.
Right. Yeah. And that helped immensely.
Yeah.
You know, just having the carbonation.
Yeah. So I'll share the funny thing about mile 16. So at that point in time, I don't even know where we were in the boroughs. So let's call it. We
we were in Manhattan. 16's
Yes.
Manhattan.
So how many shots had we had of the Fireball? Maybe like
Well, we had Staten Island because
Yeah.
you start there, then you go to Brooklyn,
yeah,
then you go to Queens. So we're at 3, and then
Bronx.
we hit Manhattan.
which we
No,
probably
Manhattan
yeah.
first.
Oh, okay.
So you
For
had
4.
already
And the
had 4.
so we already had like 4 shots, and then Maddie had like drinks for us at 16
Yes,
as well.
She had beer.
So
For me, anyway.
Yes. So then there was a picture taken of the 3 of us at mile 16, and Julie had her Diet Coke, and like you looked like you didn't look happy, right?
Yeah.
You look like you were there. Yes.
And Lorri and I were like just And I just recall that like that's so distinct. I was like, but you felt much better though after having the Diet Coke.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, so I guess it's one of those things where like try to stay with your routines.
Yeah.
even
And if you're
right?
going to start later, practice starting later. If you're going to eat differently, practice that. You know, don't try anything new
Yeah.
on the morning of a.
Yeah, because like Lorri said
marathon.
like earlier, where like any given Sunday, right, you can have a bad race or a bad
Yeah.
run, and you add in some kind of new factor, like food, or like me last week and doing freaking 20 million hours of gardening.
Yeah.
It just it'll affect you in some form or fashion. So
You just always hope it's not race day, and I'm sorry it was.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
You know what? Lesson learned.
Yeah.
I finished.
You absolutely
you did.
I wonder if like your anxiety over the Verrazano also contributed to like the crash that you felt.
Oh, could be.
I mean,
That's possible.
it's possible.
'Cause,
It
like, your
didn't hit
adrenaline
me
was probably
till
really
later,
going.
but
Yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Yeah, but I enjoyed going down First Avenue and them having the entire First Avenue closed in Manhattan.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
I mean, that was cool. And then all of a sudden we're running down the street, and we had maybe gone in like a couple of blocks down First Avenue. And do you remember all of a sudden somebody starts screaming my name?
Yes.
And so my one of my former West Point classmates, Amber, she was there with her wife and their I think daughter, or son, I think their daughter, and because she lived in Manhattan at the time, and it was so wild because I did like a leadership course with her,
and there's so many people.
There's so many
Right.
people. And I was like, how the hell did you find me? So that was really cool.
It's always it's those special moments that you don't expect sometimes on a course. They're just amazing.
Absolutely. Now, Julie, talk about the spray stations.
I'll tell you what. No, my IT band, and I don't typically have an issue with my IT band, but it was definitely tight. They had these like tents. They had it a couple times where it was icy hot, and they would spray you and like, right through your running clothes or whatever. But yeah, I stopped in once, maybe twice, and got, my IT band sprayed, and I'm like, it really made a big difference.
Yeah. You were like, holy crap. But it's funny because you were like, oh, there's another spray tent. So she'd like curve over into this tent. But then Lorri and I would we're kind of like, jogging. We're like waiting to see like Julie come out of this tent. But my God,
you could
the air,
like my eyes.
You could cut through the air. It was like you were like biting through like Bengay in the air, And I'm like, dude, I feel like we're getting Bengayed too,
Yeah, it was a little wild. That was in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But Maddie, you volunteered to be our beer bitch.
I volunteered with a lot of happiness.
Volunteered or voluntold?
No, that one I probably volunteered.
I think you did. So what was it like? I mean, because again, you were living in Manhattan at the time. I think you were living in like Murray Hill, right? And,
it was either there or White Plains at the time.
Yeah.
But so I was playing with the soccer team at the time, so I had done that in the morning. Still had all of my soccer gear with me. And I had the cooler with all of the drinks that I was told very strictly to not share with anyone. And they had to make it to Lorri, Julie, and my mom. So at mile 16, right after the Queensboro Bridge, was the first time that I was able to see them feasibly. Like, because I was coming from Randall's Island, which is up in like the hundreds for the walking bridge.
Yeah, you trekked it. Yeah.
So then came down to like, what is it, 50s, 60s?
Yeah.
Anyway, I pull up with this cooler on my back, and there's a police van, sitting like very close to the intersection I was aiming for. I knew I had to walk right past that van, so I do, and made eye contact. Probably a mistake. Kept walking, saw the girls, gave them all of their
openly
their
just doling
beverages.
out beverages.
Yes.
I was basically the bartender. I'm like, yes, okay, you want another? Yes. Okay. And I then pack up because they have to continue running the marathon. So
it was an early mile 20 stop
Yeah.
at mile
'cause
16.
then you were
mile
making
2016.
Same difference.
Ish.
because then you were making a truck to try to hit us again before the finish, right?
Yep.
So you were like, I have to book it to go, right?
So I pack up
we were
my
running so fast.
goodies, and I was starting to pull out of the intersection that I had met all of the girls, and the cop rolls down the window, goes, "Hey, what do you have in that cooler over there?" And I said, you saw, and I have some booze, I have some beers, And he asked if there was any in there for him. And I was given very strict instructions not to share this with anyone. So I told him, I was like, you're going to make some runners very angry if you take this from me. And he laughed, he chuckled, sent me on my way. So then I booked it to the subway, and I popped up to around the 22-mile point.
Yes.
Grabbed Chipotle for myself, which I then put in my backpack because I ran out of time to actually eat it. I had also linked up with a couple of the soccer friends because they knew a couple people that were running as well.
That's right. I remember the couple of girls were with you.
Yeah.
So met up with a couple people, got to mile 22. I was able to dole out beverages again. That was a fun stop.
So yes, that is correct. We had 2 beverage stops on top of our 5 shots.
On top of the 5 borough shots. I think you guys had just come over the bridge coming back from the Bronx, and you saw this one sign that said, "This is the last bridge."
Yes.
Because you guys crossed so many bridges that day, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to go up on a bridge and then you come down. So it's basically like the hills in New York City other than Central Park.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I saw you guys at 22, and then the next time that I caught you, it was actually very tricky to get into Central Park area.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Fort Knox. It's like
yes.
shut down.
Yeah, they lock that shit down. I had the VIP pass.
Yeah.
And there was no guidance on like how to actually get into Central Park to the finish.
But you were also dressed in athletic gear. Like some of your
played
running
soccer
gear
that morning.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
So I go in around like Columbus Circle area, and I'm seeing them turning people away, and I'm like, oh shit, if I have to go all the way down to,
because it's like a mile that they
Yeah.
made
It's
you
really
walk.
far.
Yeah.
so if I had to go down to go back up to the Tavern on the Green area, that just I would have absolutely missed them coming across the finish. So I'm like sweating a little bit, and I walk up, I'm about to give my spiel about like, I have a VIP pass, I need to get in. The guy takes one look at me and goes, oh, you're a runner, go right ahead. I was like, yes, I am. I am a runner today.
With
Running with my backpack.
No medal, no like foil jacket, nothing.
Oh
I was
no,
like, yes, I
there's
am a
no
runner
foil
today.
jackets in New York City.
Yeah.
No, there weren't. Okay.
Oh no,
I couldn't
Oh,
remember.
New York City has a bougie after thing.
Yeah.
Do you still have yours, Julie?
I know I do. It's yeah.
What?
No, it's like downstairs in my basement.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's not like I bring it out and wear it all the time.
You should. You don't have it?
I think mine's in the garage in a box somewhere, but I don't use it.
I keep thinking about using it as a throwaway.
We should use it as tailgates.
Oh, that might not be a bad idea. We should probably put them in the tailgate box. They are these like fleece lined. I feel
like a thin fleece. Yeah.
but it's like, but
They
they're
were lined.
thick. They're lined.
And then it was like nylon.
Weatherproofing.
Yeah.
It's got a hood,
But it's a cape.
but it's
But a cape. Yeah. It just had like a snap, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't a full jacket, but it was really nice.
It was really, really nice.
Yeah.
That's why it costs like $1 gazillion to go and sign up for the New York City
Yeah.
Marathon.
Well, that and the absolute manpower it takes to
Yeah.
shut down
That's-
26.2 miles
But
through 5
But I
boroughs
tell you
in
what,
New York.
when we came across the finish, we did a decent amount of running through Central Park,
Oh yeah.
And
It's
then-
longer than I expected.
right? And then
Which
after
has
we
so many hills.
right, yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, but they're
yeah.
undulating. They're up and down, and
You see a lot of people
yeah.
who are ill prepared, and so this is the word to the wise. You see them hobbling in New York, in Central Park when they hit it because of the hills. You can see everybody hobbling. I'm like, ITs. It's your
Yep.
IT band. Your IT band's going. You can just
Yep.
see because of the hills,
Yeah.
the bridges. There's just more elevation than you think there would be in New York City.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I totally agree. And then when we actually finished in Central Park, it took like a mile just to get like kind of like out of the area and get into Tavern of the Green. I mean, I just remember walking like
Yes.
an excessive amount of distance. But again, you have that many thousands of people that they have to kind of clear out of an area.
Yeah.
So I mean, logistically,
They don't want you lingering in
No.
Central Park. They shoot you out of the park.
Yeah, they shoot
Yeah.
you out of it. But Maddie, you were the ultimate beer bitch. Like
Yes, you were.
Out of anybody that has been a beer bitch, that one is the most memorable because of the logistics on that.
Yeah.
My goal, so my first experience as we were not beer bitches at that point. We were just spectators because my mom had just started running marathons, but it was when she was running one of the Disney marathons. I was about 8 or 9, and my dad said, here's our goal for today. We are going to catch mom at as many points as possible because it's a hot day and she's not going to be a happy camper. So I was channeling that energy. So thanks, Dad, for passing that down to me. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I absolutely loved the energy of all of the other spectators.
Yeah.
And then the runners, for the most part, were all high energy, super excited, happy to be there kind of deal. Like it was a really cool experience from that standpoint, because you see other marathons where like the crowd completely dies after a certain point.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yay, you ran a marathon, good job.
Yeah.
But this was like people were outside on their front stoops having parties and
Lots of
celebrating all
parties.
the runners.
It's
handing
like a
out
celebration of life.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Celebration of what your bodies can do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in that regard, I equated it to what we experienced in Boston.
Right.
Right. So especially in the neighborhoods of the, outside of Manhattan, because Manhattan had like a lot of bars and restaurants open and people hanging out on the
Yeah.
street.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
But I remember the parties in Brooklyn.
oh my gosh.
Like the
Oh.
stoop parties.
Right?
Like Brooklyn had it
Entire
going on too.
firehouses were out front, and
Yeah. It was spectacular.
yeah. No.
What would you say, Julie, was your favorite moment from the New York City Marathon?
oh geez, I mean, just in general, the crowds the entire way were just mind blowing and so much fun.
Yeah. Laura?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed everything about this race, but I loved going to Tavern on the Green because,
yeah.
like, to me, it was one of those things growing up. So I grew up until I was 12 on Staten Island, New York. And so you heard about Tavern on the Green, and, it's this like high-end shishi place, very hard to get into, 5-star restaurant.
And then they let in thousands of smelly runners.
Right. And it was one of those things that, like, as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, I just ran the New York City Marathon with 2 of my fantastic friends. And now I'm in Tavern on the Green. It was just one of those, and I'm with my daughter,
Very cool moment.
and I don't know, it was just one of those, like, just moments where, to me, that was super memorable. How about you?
Well, so I don't want to repeat what either of you two have said, even though I would have said either of those things as well. But I think for me, the highlight of running that particular New York City Marathon is that I had done it before by myself. And it was so much more fun sharing it with both of you.
Like,
so for me, the highlight of that, I mean, aside from the fact that the crowds are freaking spectacular and, Tavern on the Green, I had never been there before either. And I think it's so cool. Just the fact that we got to do all that together, I thought was,
I agree.
that's my
I agree.
highlight.
And for those of you who might just be joining us for the first time, one of the things that we do every race, so Lorri carries a little JBL speaker, and we have a playlist that gets created for each marathon, and we have our standard tunes, but then I think, Lorri, you got an idea to put songs on the playlist from the state that we're running.
Right, yeah.
New York
Has
had plenty of songs.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it.
Sleep till
Brooklyn, right? Yeah, no, and I absolutely enjoyed the New York songs because there were a lot of them, right?
And they're so good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
You have to have a little, was it Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
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 New York.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Which
it's
they
good stuff.
blast on repeat at the start. The start line staff must be so exhausted of New York by the time the final wave goes. They're probably turning that off going, thank God.
I think they played it with each wave.
And they probably had like
each wave.
post-traumatic
Oh my
stress
goodness.
from like they go to bed that night like Frank Sinatra in their head. It's like, oh my God, make it stop. All right, so the shirts for the race. So, Julie, you have a shirt, and that's one that you bought, right?
Yeah, this is, I believe, from the expo.
Yeah.
I can hold it
Yeah,
up.
you want to hold it up, Meg. So for those of you joining on YouTube, the race shirt was actually a long sleeve navy blue shirt. And it's cool because it's got the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, across the bust. And then the symbol for the New York City Marathon is actually the Statue of Liberty and kind of like done in a contemporary, kind of format. And it has, the TCS New York City Marathon because TCS is a sponsor of the race. And then it has all the boroughs across it.
And it's a lovely long sleeve tech. I still wear that shirt.
Yeah, I wear this one. I wear this one quite a bit. But Julie, I bought the jacket like you did as well. So again, some of these races, they give out like just phenomenal stuff. Now the medals, because Lorri, you brought both of your medals for New York,
mine,
right?
and I really liked the 2019 a little bit better.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, so my first one in 2014 is just a basic circle with again like that.
I'll hold it up for people joining on.
Yeah, artsy modern Statue of Liberty. It just has 2014 on it. But the 2019 one,
it's shaped like an apple, like the Big Apple.
Yeah. Was this a year? I can't read it. It wasn't.
Like
No,
a
we
commemorative.
weren't.
No, it wasn't a
It wasn't
monumental.
even a monumental, but they upped their game, and this was a lovely medal.
Like big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's even got the skyline of New York City
It's
in the background.
bigger than the Boston Marathon medal.
It is.
Yeah.
Bigger's better.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Bigger is better when it comes to medals. I hate to say it.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
All right. So Julie, would you run New York City again?
If I were to run another marathon, absolutely, I would consider doing New York City again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we just registered try to, get in on the lottery. So Maddie, I know you haven't run a marathon in New York, so if at any point in time, and I won't hold you to this, but having experienced it as the beer bitch, is it a race that you're like, yeah, I could see myself running that at some point in time?
I think I would happily run the race. I think I would also happily be a spectator again.
Yeah.
Oh, I would do that too in a heartbeat.
Because that would be a party all day.
Right.
Like, that sounds awesome to me. And a challenge, truly, to try to hit as many points on the route as possible without running into like a really bad roadblock or something.
Yeah.
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 You?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I would totally do this one again. So
Would you do the Road Runners races? Too?
let's look that up and see what that's about. I like
This is how this stuff starts with Laura and I.
and it's either her going poke, 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 or me going poke, poke, poke. So yeah. In fact, I think it was me that went and all of a sudden I threw in our group chat a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, all of a sudden now I'm registered for the Rehoboth Marathon. She's like, damn it. And then Maddie did it to us the other day with Atlantic City.
I broke it to Dave today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he knows.
So Maddie was going to be running the Marine Corps Marathon with us because we all had to defer from last year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Maddie has a friend's wedding the same weekend. So
Well, not unfortunate that the wedding
No.
is happening.
Right.
unfortunately that they're both at the same time, but you were
Yes.
picking the right thing and going to your
Absolutely,
friend's
yes.
wedding because there will be other races. But
But Dave did ask. He did say, why didn't she just run Rehoboth then?
Well, I didn't
then
know
we-
that you guys had signed up for Rehoboth until after I
That's
had
what I thought.
signed
I'm
up
like,
for
maybe
Atlantic
we
if
City.
you want to run
communicate
Rehoboth with us, you
that.
can too.
When is it?
First
December
weekend
5th.
in December.
I already have a hotel room now. So
Maggie's shaking her head.
yeah, so Maddie sends in our group chat that like all of a sudden it's a registration for Atlantic City.
You guys do the oops thing.
And yeah, you did oops, registered for this race. And then next
fell
thing
and
you
I
know,
My
clicked the
finger
button.
slipped.
yeah, and then next thing you know, Lorri,
I went, damn, now
Lorri-
I got to support my other daughter
right?
now.
Because we've been supporting Maggie in a bunch of her races that she's been signing up for. But thank God yours are not marathons, they're like half marathons and 10 milers and crap. So next thing you know, Lorri puts in the chat, oops. And then earlier that same day, Maggie signs up for the Rocky
run.
Rocky
Yes.
run, which is in the beginning of November.
Is that a 10 miler?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
10 miler. So I didn't see either of these chats, right? That went on with these races. And because I have menopause, I wake up at like 3:00 in the morning, go to the bathroom, and then I can't go to sleep. So sometimes I pick up my phone. Sometimes I'll play free cell for like a half hour, just trying to get back to sleep. I made the mistake because I saw I had a ton of chats like in my inbox, and I opened them up and I'm like, what the fuck? Next thing you know, there's a Rocky run, there's an Atlantic City run. So it's 3:15 in the morning. And by the time I like woke back up in the morning, Jim's down here drinking coffee and he's like, oh, how'd you sleep? I was like, well, at about 3:15 in the morning, I signed up for 2 races. And he's like, what? So yeah, y'all are killing me, man.
I think I'd say our race calendar is full for the
fall.
fall.
We have 5 marathons this fall.
I know, and we're not even going for anything. Just kidding. We're going for our second round.
Does Dave watch this?
If I'm running New York, if I'm running Atlantic City twice, it's counting. Like as my second time around. I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
you'll be with the Atlantic City Marathon, and I
If
sent
it
this into
rains,
the group.
Maddie Lee. Oh, you're not Maddie Lee anymore. I can't
Maddie
say that.
Eisenstein.
Maddie, but
Much more Jewish.
Maddie Eisenstein, I will kick your ass. Your ears will be burning for 26.2 miles
you
because
can't
I
defer on
will
that.
be
Yeah.
cursing you.
I'll get you one of those little umbrella hats.
No.
You all will learn more about the Atlantic City Marathon when we get to that one. It was not one of our favorite races, so we will. But we love Madeline so much that we are now going and running the Atlantic City Marathon again, and we vowed after we ran that we would never go and run that race ever again. So
I do
Maddie,
want to acknowledge
it
that
needs
you
to be
guys.
so much.
So
fun.
I love you.
We need to bring.
I just
the fun
want you
for
to
that
know I
race.
love you, and this proves it.
You also decided to join in on this when it's the week before the Marine Corps Marathon.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I don't
we're
think that
doing-
anyone's
yeah.
acknowledged that just
No. I mean, we've done that before.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of prefer that sometimes. So.
Yeah.
All right, so girls, I think we did a fantastic job recapping.
Yes.
Julie, Lorri, I just had so much fun with you guys during this race. It's a core memory for me.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Right. It's just one of those times where like we just brought it the whole weekend, and it's super special when you have some really, really dear friends where you get to go and enjoy this stuff
Yeah.
with. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah. So all right, next week we're changing up like where we're going in the country. We are going to talk about the San Antonio, Texas Marathon, and this is a rock and roll marathon.
Rock and roll. Don't think it exists anymore.
No, right?
No.
So yeah, the rock and roll series, we kind of talked about that a bunch of episodes ago, where like they've kind of stopped doing a lot of the marathons. So we had a cool time in San Antonio.
I like San Antonio.
Might have gone to see the silos as well when we went to Texas. So we got a little Magnolia, a little Joanna Gaines going on there. So if you want to join us, and Buc-ee's. So next week we are going to cover down on that. But again, we're super excited that you all have joined us. Please, again, check us out on our socials. We do video record every episode, so you can check us out on YouTube. And we're actually seeing
Subscribe.
we're seeing a really nice little influx of new listeners and folks watching. And again, like we're getting into like different countries across the world and all the different states. So it's starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here. So super excited that people have joined us. So again, thanks for joining us this week. Now go make mile 20 your bitch.
Peace out.